Hi students, welcome to Vari Medical Academy. So, உங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஒரு குட் நியூஸ். வாரி மெடிக்கல் அகாடமி சார்பாக இனிவரும் நாட்கள் டெய்லியும் ஒவ்வொரு டாபிக் நம்மளுடைய ஃபேக்கல்டி மெம்பர்ஸ் லைவ் வீடியோ ஸ்ட்ரீம் உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க போறாங்க. Wish you all the best my dear future doctors. டாபிக் ஏதாவது வந்து கிளாரிட்டி வேணும் அப்படிங்கிற எந்த கண்டென்ட் ஆனாலும் கமெண்ட்ல தெரியப்படுத்துங்க. அதுக்குண்டான சொல்யூஷன் வாரி மெடிக்கல் அகாடமி சார்பாக கொடுக்க ரெடியா இருக்கும். இந்த மாதிரி வீடியோக்கள் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
Good morning. This is Shyam Reddy from Vari Medical Academy. Now we are going to discuss about the connected bodies, the continuation one. Here it is. Find the tension and acceleration from the given diagram. Look at this. It is one body is there, one black is there. It is connected with the pulley. Like this. It is oscillating. Yes, this is M1 and M2 masses. Tension T. Here also tension is working. Tension. Then what is the acceleration and tension in the string? It's a massless pulley, so no need to count. So here we want A is equal to what and T is equal to what. Acceleration is this side. Okay, same as take the FBD of M1, FBD of M2, and from the two equations we are getting the acceleration as well as tension. First take as FBD of M1 mass, FBD of M1 mass. Here it is, this is the M1. In this direction tension is working, and here it is acceleration. Here no need to calculate the frictional forces, not going to that area, just what we are taking M1 and M2. Okay, so from this we can write as T is equal to M1A, T is equal to M1A, equation 1, and FBD of M2, FBD of M2. Here it is oscillating, hanging from pulley. It is the horizontal direction, but it is the vertical direction, it is hanging. So in downward direction we need to take M2G. Upward direction tension T, and acceleration is in downward direction. Acceleration is downward direction means M2G is more, G is positive. Okay, and this is M2. So the equation, what can we write the equation here? M2G minus T, M2G minus T is equal to M2A. M2G minus T is equal to M2A. Second equation. This is the second equation. From 1 and 2 equations, we will get the acceleration easily. From 1 and 2 equations, T is equal to M1A and M2G minus T is equal to M2A. Add the two equations, then minus T plus T gets cancelled. M2G is equal to M1A plus M2A. M2G is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. Therefore A is equal to M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. This is the acceleration. And tension, very simple. Just substitute the A value in equation 1. This is the acceleration from equation 1. From first equation. T is equal to M1A is there. T is equal to M1A. Just to substitute the A value, here it is. Therefore, T is equal to M1 into, in the place of A we need to write M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. This is the T, tension. Yeah. Here it is. In this case, if mass M1 is equal to 2 kgs and M2 is equal to 5 kgs, then what is the acceleration and what is the tension? Yeah, just substitute the values in this equation, then you will get directly answer. Yes. Look at this. A is equal to what we have? M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. Here it is. A is equal to M2 is the 5. M1 is the 2 plus 5 into G. This is A is equal to 5G by 7. 5G by 7 meter for second square. And tension. Next one, tension. T is equal to formula we have M1 M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. M1 M2 2 plus 2 into 7 by 2 plus 7 into G. This is T is equal to 14 by 2 plus, what is it? 5. 2 plus 5. 2 into 5 by 2 plus 5 means it's 10 by 7. 10 by 7 into G. Newtons. This is the acceleration and tension. One more concept, same method. On the table, one mass is there. This is take as one table. On this, one mass is there. It is represent with the capital M. This mass is hanging with the two pulleys, two sides of pulleys. With the M1 mass and M2 mass. One more mass is there. Here it is. M2. M1 is greater than M2 means it moves this side. Okay. Here it is. Tension. This is the pulley. Right. Tension in a string T. Tension. Take as T1, T2 strings because strings is different. Tension will be different. Okay. So this is T1 tension, M1 T1, M2 T2. This is T2. This is the capital M and M1, M2. Based on this, we need to find the acceleration T1, T2 tensions. What is A, T1 and T2? Simple concept. This is also same method, but we have two sides are there. In this case also, we need to take the FBD, free body diagrams of M1, free body diagram of M2, free body diagram of M. We need to take like that. Okay. Allocate that first M1, FBD of M1, FBD of M1. This is, it is hanging from pulley. So M1G, This is m1g. In upward direction, t1. But acceleration is downward direction. So we can write as m1g minus t1 is equal to m1a. This is the equation number 1. Next to FBD of m2. FBD of m2 also same. This is FBD of m2. Okay. Write as m2 is also oscillating, hanging from pulley. So we can take as m2g, and this is T2 tension T2. Acceleration is upward direction. This is m2. Here m2g is less and T2 is more. It is moving in upward direction, that's why g is take as negative. Otherwise simple, T2 is more comparing to the m2g, like that. So T2 minus the forces, T2 minus m2g is equal to m2a. This is the second equation. And FBD of m, take as it's a horizontal one. It is a horizontal one. Okay. So FBD of m, FBD of capital M, mass. Okay. This is on this. Two types of forces are acting. This side is T1 and this side is T2. Okay. But acceleration is this side, A. This is the acceleration. So here it is, T1 is more comparing to T2. So T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. Forces will be balanced. So T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. This is the third equation. Then from 1 to 3 equations, we need to find the acceleration as well as T1 and T2. From 1, 2 and 3 equations. Here it is, capital M is there. Just observe this. M1g minus T1 is equal to M1a, and T2 minus M2g, is equal to M2a. Finally T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. Yeah, add the 3 equations. Then look at that, minus T1 plus T1 will be cancelled, minus T1 plus T1, minus T2 plus T2 will be cancelled. So we are getting M1g minus M2g is equal to M1a plus M2a plus MA. So we can write as M1 minus M2 into G is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M into A. Therefore, acceleration A is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M into G. This is acceleration A is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M into G. This is the acceleration. Now we want the tension T1 and tension T2. Just I am erasing this. Yes, see this. Now we want the tension T1 from first equation. We can take as from first equation. From first equation. Equation. That is M1G minus T1 is equal to M1A. Substitute the A value in this equation, then we will get the results. This is T1 is equal to M1G minus M1 into A is nothing but M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus capital M into G. This is T1 is equal to M1G is the common. M1G into 1 minus M2 minus M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M. Just take the LCM. LCM of the equation is M1 plus M2 plus M. So, we can write as M1G into M1 plus M2 plus M minus M1 plus M2. This is divided by M1 plus M2 plus M. Yeah, now minus M1 plus M1 will be cancelled. Minus M1 plus M1 will be cancelled. This is M2 plus M2, 2M2 plus capital M. Therefore, T is equal to, therefore, what can we get? T is equal to M1G into 2M2 plus capital M by M1 plus M2 plus capital M. This is the tension T1. Tension T1. Yeah. Note this. Next, tension T2. We want to find the tension T2. From third equation, it is easy. Tension T2. Yeah, see this. I am erasing this. Here it is. T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. T1 minus T2 is equal to MA. Okay. Otherwise, second equation is very easy. T2 is equal to M2G minus M2A from second equation. Second equation. In third equation, we need to substitute the two values. Here it is 1 is enough. So, T2 minus M2G is equal to M2A. This is T2 is equal to M2G plus M2 into A is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M into G. So, just take the common M2G. T2 is equal to M2G is the common. Then this is 1 plus M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M. Now, do the LCM. LCM is M1 plus M2 plus M. So, what can we get? T2 is equal to M2G into M1 plus M2 plus M plus M1 minus M2 divided by M1 plus M2 plus M, right? Yeah, minus M2 plus M2 gets cancelled. Minus M2 plus M2 cancel. M1, M1, 2M1. So, therefore, T2 is equal to M2G into 2M1 plus M by M1 plus M2 plus M. This is the tension. Yeah. Now look at this. Here we have the acceleration A, tension T1 and tension T2. If in case M2 is equal to 1 kg, M1 is equal to 2 kg and mass capital M is equal to 1.5 kg is there, then what is the acceleration, tension and T1, T2, tension T1 and T2. First we need to find acceleration. Acceleration A is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 plus M into G, right? Just substitute the values. 2 minus 1, A is equal to 2 minus 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.5 into G. This is A is equal to 1 by 3, 4.5 G. Otherwise G by 4.5. This is the acceleration. Units meter per second square. And tension T1, we want the T1 tension. Here it is, T1 is equal to M1G into 2M2 plus M by M2 plus M1 plus this is M1 plus M2 plus M. Okay, so here it is, T1 is equal to M1. M1 is nothing but 2 into 2 plus 1.5 into G by 2 plus 1 plus 1.5 kgs. So it will become T1 is equal to 2 into 4 plus 1.5 by 4.5 into G and 5.5 into 2. 5.5 into 2 is nothing but 11. So this is T1 is equal to 11 G by 4.5 newtons. This is. And T2 is equal to what we have? T2 is equal to M2G into 2M1 plus M by M1 plus M2 plus M, right? This is the T2. Okay, no need of here now. T2 is equal to, just substitute the values. T2 is equal to, M2 is 1, M1 is 2 kgs. So this is 1 into 2 into 2 plus 1.5 by 2 plus 1 plus 1.5 into G. G is equal to take as 10 or 9.8. If they mention the problem, we can substitute the G value. T2 is equal to, this is 4 plus 1.5, 5.5 by 4.5 into G. It's nothing but T2 is equal to 55 by 45 into G. 55 by 45 into G. Otherwise 11 by 9. T2 is equal to 5 ones are 5 ones are 5 nines are 45, like that. 11 G by 9 newtons. This is the T2. This is like this. Next we have last method, last concept is there, which is motion of blocks in contact. Motion of blocks in contact, we will discuss that. Final concept this is. Of course, applications are there on this, number of applications are there. Just a model. These are all use the models. Yeah. Motion of contact. Motion of blacks in contact. Motion of blacks in contact. Then what will happen? This is also same, but here it is. Suppose take as horizontal surface. This is the horizontal surface. M1 black is there. This is M1 black, and M2 black is contact with this. This is the M2 black. Okay, and force is working in this direction. Acceleration is working the same direction. Then what is the acceleration? What is the acceleration? In between these two, look at that. M1 and M2 is in contact. So M1 is applied some force on M2. M2 is applying some force on M1. So in between some force is acting between the two masses. That is F. F is equal to what? Okay, we need to find A and F here. So for that, this also find a FBD. FBD of M1. FBD of M1 or FBD of M2 first. Take as M2. On this, which type of force is acting? F. And M1 applied force. This is applying the force in this direction. F. Okay. Acceleration is in this direction. This is the M2. So, which is the more here? Applied force is more. That's why the blacks moving in forward direction. The motion of the blacks is in forward direction. So, F is greater than small f. Right? So, here it is F. We can write as F minus F is equal to M2A. Capital F minus small f is equal to M2A. Take as this is equation number 1. And FBD of M1. FBD of M1. Here, this is the M1. Acceleration is working in the direction and internal force only acting on this F. Okay, M2 force is applying on M1. That's only working. So, we can take as F is equal to M1A. This is the second equation. From 1 and 2 equations. From 1 and 2 equations. 1 and 2 equations. What can we get? F minus F. F minus F is equal to M2A. And F is equal to M1A. Just add the two equations. Minus F, small f, minus F plus F will be cancelled. Then F is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. Therefore, A is equal to F by M1 plus M2. This is. And what is the F? Simple. M1 F by M1 plus M2 from second equation. From second equation. What can we get from second equation? F is equal to M1A. Is it appearing? F is equal to M1F by M1 plus M2. This is. Yeah. Here also if we have the values M1 is equal to 5 kgs, M2 is equal to 10 kgs, then just substitute the values, then you will get the result. What is the applied force also they will give here. And suppose if you have one more block, here it is, one more block like this. This is M1, M2, M3. 3 blocks is there. M1, M2, M3. Force is in this direction. Acceleration is this direction. Then here we are getting in between these two F1 and in between these two F2. Acceleration is same. So we need to find acceleration F1 and F2. That's it. Yes, if you have the three bodies in contact, then how will you find the F1 and F2 and also acceleration? Acceleration is common. Just observe that from first onwards we are getting the acceleration same, but tension and F values will be changed, right? So take the horizontal surface. Here it is. This is the horizontal surface. On this M1, M2, different masses are contact. M3, three masses are contact. Okay, M1, M2, M3. And force is working in this direction. Acceleration also in the same direction. Then what is acceleration? What is F1? What is F2? This is the questions. Okay, here it is. If the direction will be changed, final result will be changed. Direction is very important. Okay, based on this, they take the FBD of M1, FBD of M2, FBD of M3. We can write here FBD of M1. This is in the horizontal direction. So we have in this direction F1 is working. In between these two, F1 is working. And here it is, F is working. This is the acceleration. It is moving in the forward direction. So, comparing to this is more. F minus F1. F minus F1 is equal to M1A. Right? This is F minus F1 is equal to M1A. Take as equation number 1. And FBD of M2. FBD of M2. Look at this. On M2, here it is. F1 and F2 will be working. Between these two, F2 is working. Right? So, F2, this is F2. And in this direction, F1. But acceleration is the forward direction. This is M2. F1 minus F2. We can take as F1 minus F2. This is more comparing to this because it is moving in the forward direction. Then only it is moving this direction. Otherwise, it comes to this side. Okay. So, F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. Second equation, F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. Last one, FBD of M3. FBD of M3. Free body diagram of mass 3. On this, F2 only working. Only F2 is working. So, M3, this is F2 and forward direction. Here it is arrow mark like this. So, F2 is equal to M3A. This is the third equation. From 1 to 3 equations, we are getting the acceleration. Okay. Yes, I am writing here. From 1, 2 and 3 equations. What is that? F minus F1 is equal to M1A. F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. F2 is equal to M3A. Just add the three equations. Minus F1 plus F1 minus F2 plus F2 will be cancelled. These two will be cancelled. Then F is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 into A. Therefore, A is equal to F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. This is the acceleration. Now we want F1 and F2. F2 we are getting directly. See this? F2 is equal to M3A from third equation. From third equation, what we have? F2 is equal to M3A. Therefore, F2 is equal to M3 into, just substitute the A value here, then we are getting the F2 value. That is M3F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. This is the F2. Next, we want the F1. So, for this, we can take first equation. I am erasing this too. Yeah, here it is F minus F1. F minus from first equation, right? Just write as from first equation. What we have? F minus F1 is equal to M1A. Alright? So, substitute the A value in this equation. F1 is equal to F minus M1A. F minus M1A. Right? F minus M1A. Therefore, what can we get? We need to take F 2 times common. Better to take the second equation. F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. Here, substitute the F value, F2 value, then directly we are getting the answer. So, this is wrong. Somewhat bigger, we will get the answer. But, steps is more. Here it is F1 minus F2 is equal to M2A. F1 is equal to F2 plus M2A. What is F2? F1 is equal to M3F by M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M2F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. Now F is the common and LCM also same. Then we can write as this is F1 is equal to M2 plus M3 into F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. This is the F1. If we have the values of M1 is equal to 1 kg, M2 is equal to 6 kg, M3 is equal to 26 kgs and F is equal to 36. Just you will substitute the values in this equation, then you will get the acceleration F1 and F2 values. Already we did this type of problems in first classes. Just to check it. Okay. Thank you.